My name is Christopher Cappelli, and I'm from Esri. First, I'm a geographer. I've been with Esri since 1991. My emphasis has been on helping organizations like yours actually apply ArcGIS to help your organizations and you succeed. But something else about me. I'm also an amateur astronomer, something I picked up at my earliest childhood, a love of space and the stars. I'm also a husband and a father of 4 wonderful children. And I'm a bit of an adventurer and an explorer, probably like many of you. I just wanted to share that context because even in this virtual environment, it's important that all of us get to know one another. What I really wanted to talk to you about today was about you leading digital transformation from inside of your organization. This is an opportunity for every GIS professional to shine and to make a difference. My sense is that GIS professionals actually are transforming their organizations and have been transforming their organizations. You'll continue to transform your organizations, and today I'd like to share with you some of the ways that you're actually doing this and suggest some ways, maybe new ways, for you to extend and expand that transformation. First, let's have a little context. All of you in Brazil, are part of a global network of GIS professionals. You represent many different industries, many different kinds of organizations, but you all share a passion for geography and GIS, and the application of that to help your organizations and the people around you actually understand how geography impacts their work. And I would say that we all share a common bond in that we know that GIS makes it possible for people to understand how geography influences their decisions. Face it, you have a unique insight into this world, and sharing that insight is one of the key missions of any GIS professional. My sense is that geography and GIS provide a framework and a process of sorts, allowing us to actually understand our world and help others take action, making authoritative decisions by evaluating information in a very science-oriented and science-based way. I think part of the real power of GIS over these many years has been that its ability to continue to evolve as technology trends come and go. And face it, we right now are in the midst of amazing technology trends. Cloud, social, mobile, all of these trends are impacting our world, our work, and our lives. And GIS takes advantage of all of those trends. I like to think that GIS gets better with every new trend that comes out because GIS remains focused on geography and applying geography, allowing us to take advantage of these trends and plug those into our work. Now, part of that is a unique capability of GIS to be able to integrate real-time data. Not just look at static information that exists in database, but actually have a pulse on the world, have a pulse on your organization, understand how things are actually moving, how things are performing, and how things are interrelating with one another. This is an exciting new layer in geography and GIS that I think we're only now starting to tap into. GIS connects everyone. Now this is unique because GIS has always done this. Think about the first map that you made. What did you do with it? My sense is you probably shared it. And the power of GIS to create maps and share authoritative knowledge is only growing. In today's digital culture, we can put a map on any device, anywhere, anytime. Not just a static map, but a living map. And that excitement, that power is something that you provide your organizations. GIS embeds advanced analytics and visualization. Now, many geographers and GIS professionals, and professionals from all across many different domains, actually leverage this spatial analysis power to understand, assimilate, and really dive deeply into the information and turn it into something that's actionable. This is a unique skill that GIS professionals have that I think others are now starting to understand and appreciate. GIS actually integrates everything. I think you know this very well. GIS enables us as GIS professionals to look at, understand, and connect virtually any kind of information across our organization. Anything with a location, anything, can be visualized and integrated using GIS. I think what's really interesting is that GIS applications, or the applications that GIS powers, are starting to actually make a difference. I think all of us as GIS professionals are learning how to make applications that are more, well, they're more available for people that are non-GIS professionals to use. We're understanding how to simplify GIS, how to simplify our interfaces, all of us, so that we can truly communicate the power of geography for everybody. Now, my sense is that GIS fundamentally is starting to revolutionize how we plan and design. Think about it. Pulling in information from various information stores across our organization, connecting to real-time information flows, considering that as we design and evaluate what to do next. This is a powerful concept, something that Jack Dangerman calls geodesign. I think as GIS professionals, this is our next frontier where we will really differentiate ourselves. GIS engages and connects communities as well. I think many of you in Brazil know that. My last trip, I had a chance to visit with Rio de Janeiro, and I saw the wonderful work of how you're connecting information from within the organization and sharing it outside of the organization. This is an example for all of us to be able to connect other communities using maps and that authoritative information, enabling them to understand their world and impact their decisions. This is a true power and something, frankly, that can't be done without you, the GIS professional. I'd like to actually take a few moments and share with you a video of a user here in California that is really starting to use GIS to transform its organization. Please take a minute and watch that video.
I'm Travis Engstrom, Manager of Information Systems for the Bay Area Rapid Transit District. We're the 5th largest heavy rail in the United States, and we operate the subways in downtown San Francisco, downtown Oakland, and we've now extended service into 5 Bay Area counties. We have about 450,000 riders a day, and we think within a few years that number may grow to as high as 650,000. We really need hardcore, concrete data in this day and age in order to make decisions, and that requires new technology. GIS is what brought that to the table.
What GIS has done is it has provided a picture to that data. Instead of people making decisions based upon those bits and bytes, they can visually see that information.
We collected years of data that we'd poured our heart and soul into, and now for the first time made it available in one seamless system.
As a very large agency that has a lot of activity happening in our stations and a lot of departments, and to be able to just pull up on my computer the Enterprise GIS system and see what the site plans are, see what the maintenance department is doing at the station, to just in one place access all of that information and know exactly what's going on at every station. I couldn't do my job without Enterprise GIS.
As part of our mobile strategy, we've wanted to make sure that the data that's available on your desktop is available through a web portal, and it's also ubiquitous across mobile devices to ensure that you can do your work from any device, anywhere in the world, at any time.
So as the technician is using his handheld device, he's updating real-time all the work that he's performing. And as he updates that information, it's now into the system, it's being sent to the engineers in their office so they can review the exact same information that the technician is using in the field.
We stopped thinking about the server, the cable, programming. We now think about a business case.
We started to add up how many projects had really benefited, and the count was nearly 100 in less than the first year.
Through the Enterprise GIS system, we can actually drive throughout the entire system any distance we want. We can even hold job safety briefings without ever leaving our office. Track allocation, ops planning. The capabilities are unlimited.
We can do our own analysis. We can pull up these layers of information that we need. We can get our own maps printed. And it saves us both time and money not having to go out and hire a consultant to do this analysis for us. I can do it in a matter of 15 minutes and have the same information that would have cost me several $1,000s.
We discovered that for every dollar that we were spending on our Enterprise GIS, we were getting, on average, $3.11 back. It has been accepted as now a district-wide enterprise application with dedicated staff and annual resources.
I don't think so there's any project that starts where people don't talk about the benefits that they can gain by using the data that comes out of Enterprise GIS.
I believe we just scratched the surface of what we're going to be able to do with this tool. So we're in the very beginning stages of building something that is going to be incredible.
I love the old adage that all of us are smarter than any of us. And with an Enterprise GIS and a collection of all of these different resources, we make better decisions for the future.
Now, my takeaways from that video, which I think is amazing and representative of organizations throughout the world and how they're using GIS and having the same kinds of impact for their organization. You heard many examples, but fundamentally, what's different? They're using GIS as a platform across their entire organization. They're leveraging a set of common patterns and applying those to different areas of work and different workflows across their organization. I think this is a real pattern that we can all adapt and copy in our organizations to help us drive and have an even more impactful impact on organizations that we serve. I think the other thing I picked up from the video is they really have had the sense that GIS weaves together three essential system principles: the system of record, the system of engagement, and probably most importantly, the system of insight, helping people make better decisions faster and with less money. So my sense is we have to now explore some ideas for how you can maybe have a bigger impact in your organization and maximize the value of GIS in your organization in your work. So 10 ideas. Number one, my first advice, create a destination. Think about it. We all know our favorite destinations on the web. If I said, connect with me on the web, you'd probably connect to me on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. You know the destination to connect to people today. If I said, I'd like you to go find information about some topic, you probably go to your favorite search engine. If I were in your organization and I asked you, where do you go to get your email? You probably have a destination in mind for that. But what about your workforce? Do they have that destination and they know where to go to get authoritative maps and understand how geography really impacts their work? That's why number one is creating that destination for all of your users. Leverage ArcGIS Online or Portal to create that destination so everybody in your organization knows exactly where to go to get your maps and authoritative knowledge. Number two, use maps to tell relevant stories. Illustrate the mission of your organization and the key performance indexes that actually reflect the key strategies or objectives of your organization. Whether those are the leading or lagging measures, make maps that help people make decisions. There's two really great resources that I wanted to point out for you. There's Roger Tomlinson, the person who invented GIS. His book on thinking about GIS contains a wealth of knowledge about designing information products that actually help people understand their world. And second, there's a great new book from somebody I really respect, Cynthia Brewer, on making better maps. I'd urge you to look at both of those resources. Number three, empower people with maps. It sounds simple, but today with ArcGIS, the ArcGIS you already own, You have an array of applications that can help others in your organization, even those that don't really understand geography or GIS, to understand geography and how it impacts their decisions. So in the field, use Collector, use Navigator, use Survey 123. In the office, use Esri Maps for Office, use ArcGIS Earth, use Story Maps, use Dashboard. These tools are available for you to use and share across your organizations. And reaching out to your constituents, your citizens, and your stakeholders, well, there's an array of great applications for that. From open data to story maps to a whole plethora of others. My key takeaway is I urge you to take advantage of these applications and do just that. Empower people throughout your organization. Number 4, as GIS professionals, we have a lot to do. And I have to think that the highest and best use of a GIS professional is actually being able to assimilate information, analyze that information, and share that information effectively. We don't necessarily have all the time that we need or want to build applications. That's why we at Esri have created these app builders for you to use. So leverage them in your development efforts. Use an app builder to iterate and launch applications faster, as opposed to coding them from scratch. My sense is you'll save time and you'll help your users actually move out because you'll be able to move faster and respond to their needs, but also have less work longer term in updating and maintaining those applications. Number 5, engage your constituents and stakeholders. Now, for me, there's really 2 things that you can do today to do that. Well, there's a series of things you can do, but 2 things I really want to highlight. The first is that ArcGIS Open Data is just part of ArcGIS Online. It's an application. You just turn it on with ArcGIS Online that I know many of you have access to. With that application, you can share information in an open format with anyone. Second, I think many of you have made story maps because as I looked through the story maps galleries, I saw so many examples of what you're already doing with story maps. For those of you who haven't, I urge you to try. Share your story, share your maps, enable people to understand. Number 6, as GIS professionals, it's time for us to enter the 3rd dimension. Now I know many of you actually are, but some of you still are not. 3D is here to stay. Now, my son John, who's now 14, grew up in a 3D world. Everything he's done, the games he's played, the experiences he's had, at least the digital experiences he's had, have all been 3D. The next generation of our workforce is going to see 3D first. So I urge you to start to make the investments in your time and your resources to bring the 3rd dimension alive in your data. You are going to help people acclimate and understand the world around us by leveraging this extra dimension. Number 7, get connected to real time now. Now, real time, well, that's many things. You could think about connecting to all of your assets, at least all the assets that you have maybe IoT sensors on, valves, is it open or closed, pressure sensors, traffic lights. All of these things are sensors that can be connected to your GIS to enrich data and actually give you and your users that you support a deeper and richer insight into the world around them. But you can also connect to other data streams. Think about connecting to Twitter or Facebook so that you can start to understand how people are actually feeling or use it as a new kind of data. Maybe a cultural geography layer, for lack of a better way of saying it. Understanding people from the systems that they visit. Once you start to do this, you can begin to filter and actually use that information in new ways, to create alerts, to create new kinds of information on trends that may not currently be in your GIS and available to your users. Number 8, I'd like to ask you to re-envision your imagery strategy. Now I know most organizations have imagery or use imagery. Imagery is changing very fast today because of drones and new technologies that are coming on the market. A consumer drone today can be flown, the information collected and displayed in your GIS in a matter of a few minutes. This is going to change the way we collect and look at our world. Augmenting our traditional approaches, augmenting our traditional sources with new, more up-to-date information. I urge you now to take a look at this. There's a new offering from Esri called Drone to Map. Try it out. Understand the power of drones to capture new insights for you and your users that you support. Number 9, and this one is really for you. My ask is be the practitioner of GI science in your organization, because you have skills that many others in your organizations don't have. You understand geography and GIS. We need you, your organization needs you to make a difference by being the practitioner of science, helping others actually understand how geography impacts their decisions. And number 10, this one's really for you. Invest in your own professional development. Be a lifelong learner. At Esri, we're committed to your success, and we've put up a number of resources to help you be successful, building these key skills. So there's a series of resources online, from Learn ArcGIS to the massive online training events and the live training events we offer. I urge you to take advantage of these resources that are constantly available for you. They're going to help you stay abreast of new technology, learn new skills, and improve your profession. 2 other things to keep in mind. Professional certification is a way to differentiate yourself, to illustrate to your organization and your leadership that you have special skills. And last but not least, there's a program for you when you're not at work. We call it ArcGIS for home use. It's a way for you to leverage that software you use at work at home. So I urge you, I'm counting on you to actually be a lifelong learner and continue to expand your skills with GIS. As an astronomer and as a geographer, I'm touched by this comment from Carl Sagan. He says our species needs and deserves a citizenry with minds wide awake and a basic understanding of how the world works. And my sense is that GIS and GIS professionals like you are what the world needs to understand how it works and how it makes decisions. So your role in digital transformation, place maps and geographic insights into the hands of everyone. They need you. Thank you for your time.